Who's Blossom?
Blossom. All right, so Blossom Brown is a black transgender woman that was on CNN last night. So I think I posted some of the links, but you can probably go to CNN.com, right? So they had a town hall. They had an LGBTQ town hall with, I want to say, 12 of the presidential candidates there. And they broke up the segments from the CNN host to host it. So this was a question going out to Betos that Don Lemon was hosting, or was moderating, right? And a Latinx woman got up to speak, and she acknowledged black and brown, specifically black women, trans women, of the movement and how we've done them wrong. But when she did that, the sister Blossom saw her opportunity and got the mic. And when she got the mic, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, she was incoherent, she was just so all over the place, but she wasn't. Like, squash all that white supremacist filter that you have and listen to what she was saying. She was saying that CNN purposely and strategically blocked out black women, black trans women and trans men from having a moment to speak at the mic. This is what white people do with that POC stuff, right? And not only white people, like non-black people do with that POC and just loop us all up together. Because they had POC representation, they felt that it was okay, right? But it wasn't. So Blossom got the mic and went to the stage and was firing off, and Don Lemon asked for the mic back, and I understood, trying to control things because it's a time thing, whatever. So Blossom still had some more to say, and she spoke out about the issue what CNN did. If at that time you're watching Don Lemon's face, he has this Snow Queen level of disgust. And Snow Queen is...
Snow Queen? What is a Snow Queen?
A Snow Queen is what I attribute to black men that love to date specifically white, non-black men, but specifically white men, right? So Don Lemon is, in my humble opinion, which is, factual, no. In my humble opinion, a Snow Queen.
Okay.
So he had, and I was just pissed because of how he looked at her with such disgust, like, you're messing this up. But then he tried to make a smart-ass remark and say, well, you're wrong. You're a black transgender woman, and you've had the mic, and I've given the mic to you. If you don't shut your ass up and get off the stage with that mess. But anyway, I don't want to take anything away from what Blossom did. Blossom spoke truth to power last night, and talked about how representation matters, and how these systems that call themselves liberal, or call themselves progressive, or call themselves helping, strategically de-black the system, or de-black the event.
Well, you're onto something, and I want to kind of show you some things that I was seeing inside of that particular exchange. And believe me, I watch great protests like some folks watch the Super Bowl.
Okay. And rewind.
It's just my thing.
And back.
I was going to sleep to him. Blanc.
Yeah, Blossom said it. I stood up.
Exercise them rights.
I did the black thing. I stood up and walked towards my TV. I know that's right.
Now you know how at great sporting events you got these experts. They sit on the panel and they say, well, that route was run well, and they came across the hole and they hit him in the slot and he missed a step and that caused 2 points. It happens all. That's how I do it. Protest.
Gotcha.
So this is a different look between. I want to go back to Brad,
okay,
who's running for school board, who is a surge activist who's dedicated to social justice, equity, etc. Well, you could draw it all up on paper, but once you get in the game, it's a whole different thing. Like, when you're training, all that stuff looks good till you get hit in the face.
Right. Like a player.
See, that's what Rodica did well. She showed that when it hits, boom, kids right there, boom, every blunt, boom, question over there, boom, where we at, boom. See, that's an example of being prepared and ready. So if you look, the Latina sister did what Brad is not able to do. Mm-hmm. The Latina, she was standing with her trans son,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, she was.
But if you look, when Blossom came, she handed it off.
I think
this was a setup.
And if it was, whether it was or if it wasn't, if it was a setup, that's strategy, and that's how partnership works.
Black and brown. This is how this works. Right. She's like, now this is what allyship looks like. They probably, they not letting no. Okay, they letting me speak. Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I'm on the agenda. Okay, ready? Or the mark is set. She said, and I'm on it. Boom.
Right.
Boom. You know what I mean? And she stood there like, mm-hmm.
Track relays, right?
Because she's like, gonna be another day. She know I'm good. Like, she held it.
Right.
And was still able to speak.
And still able to speak and
But
thanked her.
She was like, boom. And she was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then, let's be clear. Don, you did not give Blossom the mic.
No.
Blossom took that mic.
Right. And gave it to you.
So the correct thing might have been, give me the mic back.
Right. But you didn't. He didn't. And that's Don. Like, I told y'all not to let him come back to the damn cookouts.
Well, I don't know. He did a good job, in my opinion, in terms of. See, I'm just looking at it from a different perspective, a different community. You're really watching how this works. Yeah, you're in there. But I think, Don did the right thing, because I think that when Blossom was building up that head of steam, he saw it. He was like, "Say what you got to say."
Yeah, he did that. No, that he did right.
You got the mic. We want to hear you. And it kind of...
He tried to diffuse her.
Those kind of things make you go... So all the things that I think Blossom thought that she was going to have to say, she didn't have to say, because Don skillfully handled it, and he probably looked to his left and his right and saw that there was no SROs. It's like, you're going to have to handle this.
Oh, damn.
It's like... So Blossom, is in that whole equity conversation with the LGBTQIX community, is it that the trans men and women are really that much disrespected in that space?
Oh yes. Ain't no unity in that community. Like it's each man, woman, person for their own, almost to a degree. And then if you have those markers of the LGBTQ community and it's white, there's another layer of black and brown. Like, it's so crazy. One Colorado was guilty of that. I went to an event one time, and I can't get into the deeps of it, but I was told then, this is some years ago, under a different executive director, that one Colorado that advocated, that ran on this type of stuff, wasn't serving the transgender needs community. Needs of the transgender community. Yeah.
But they had good intentions.
My grandma said, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions.
But the valid point was, there was a need for Blossom to exert her, what some would call boisterous, and what I would call beautiful, because most of that group looked like they were doing the respectability politics.
Yeah, they were.
All these great candidates are here. It's our opportunity to be heard. Don't be stereotypical. Don't do any of that stuff that makes us, the world is watching us, and we're trying to, it's kind of like, 5 Points is dressed up now. People can come.
Right.
So, with that being said, Blossom shook it up, and then and Google me. I said, that's that sister right there
is about a certain type of life.
I went and got the popcorn.
Right. And that's right. Google me, Blossom Brown.
Google Don. See, and then she, even though Don let her speak, she had a speech that she wanted to give. So when she turned and said, "That's what such and such look like."
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you got them milked up I don't know Blossom's words, but she was talking about Don.
She did. She was. And meant every word about it.
Said, "Oh, that was good. That was good." Blossom's my new fan. I'm gonna follow Blossom.
Blossom. Yeah.
She said, "Google me." I Googled her. She was on Ellen. She was all over. Blossom's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so then with that being said, before we get out of here, Hashim, the Hashim Dim.
Y'all are out of control.
I know.
That's because you left.
No,
Who told you to leave us unsupervised?
I've been out there listening like, who is going to get them together? Y'all just sitting here letting y'all do anything.
I know. We're going to wrap it up because I got things to do. I got to get ready for the gala.
Yeah,
I got to get to
we have to be at Roland Martin.
Pink suit.
We have to be at Roland Martin soon. They just reached out.
Oh, I got to go. Hashim, I got to go to the Roland Martin.
You do.
Okay.
I'm running late.
I'm with y'all.
Yeah,
I hope Brandon shows up.
We got...
But real quick,
we might watch the game for Brandon.
Which one of those candidates really did a good job? I mean, which one did you like? Because I think that
baby.
I think that even though I like Castro seemed like he was talking like I couldn't really hear Castro.
Okay.
And he kind of looked like he's wearing mascara.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Castro.
It could have been. It could be ceremonial. I don't know. know, but they all wore makeup.
I like how the organizers put that pin on all of them. Like you put this pin on and get out there.
That's right.
Like you gonna wear this equal sign.
Did they have a black town hall?
I was gonna ask.
Is that what they did in South Carolina?
Brad's organizing it.
Him and Scott.
No, Scott never said anything
Scott has.
except that he didn't make the people pay that usually had to pay to go to the.
Scott hired an equity team. That's on the books. That's all public displayed through what's that thing called?
Scott's a good guy.
I mean,
Scott needs to come on over here. And
listen, if you can't show up in our community, how can you say
he
that
he said he's been very active in East Denver.
But how are you going to represent our kids on the school board if you can't? This is the easy lift. This is the easy stuff right here.
Well,
when they get on that board, come on.
I think the people who are behind him know he's a good person, but you can't pee on me and tell me it's raining.
Right.
You know,
because rain is not yellow or warm.
Okay. So if it took for you to have some kids to have an interaction with some black folks and some brown folks, by the time they got to school,
But a charity interaction.
oh man.
And listen, this is for
Every
all
time they
white
talk
folks
about
out there.
black folks, they run that deficit model. You know, I was at that free and reduced lunch clinic.
Well, like on The Color Purple, when Miss Millie was like, "I've always been good to you people."
Okay.
But this is how I judge white people that say they are about this type of left progressive life. If they have kids and they post up the birthday pictures, I go look at the pictures. I'm like, how many non-white kids are in these pictures? Because if you don't put your kids around things that are non-white, you really don't want that shit in your life.
See? Well,
But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that about Brad. That's how I judge everybody.
okay, me just
Or
listening,
Scott. That's what
me
they do.
listening from the outside of that CNN debate. Let me tell you what I thought I saw. I was not impressed by Castro. He seemed like he had the pat answers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was impressed by that senator, and remember, I don't remember all their names until they get to the big deal because I only have so much hard drive space. But she was the senator from somewhere, and it's Goop. What's her name? What's her name? Gouliard? Goopadish? What's this? Do you know her?
So wait.
What's
You
her
got
name?
that Apple memory. Like
Yeah.
it's not expandable.
What's her name?
Always got to delete.
What? Senator?
Last night,
Yes.
Klobuchar. Amy Klobuchar.
I liked her.
Did you?
Did she one that brought the she said, and we have from our city council, stand up. She brought the team. That was her equity team she brought with her.
Yeah, but Amy,
But she was calling receipts. She was saying, and we did this, and we did this, and
She's
I'm doing
doing
this, and
work.
I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And she was bringing receipts.
But when they asked her the hard questions, though,
Which one?
like, so they asked her, the question that turned me off was about would she make sex work legal?
Oh yeah.
And she missed it. And I'm thinking, like, if you look at it from a pragmatic view, if you give people full autonomy of their bodies and they go into sex work, that allows you to be able to free up money and resources to go after trafficking for those that don't want to be there.
Okay, well with that
But
being
anyway, I
said,
ain't
you
going
know
to-
I'm in
All right.
favor of legalizing prostitution.
I am
With
too.
adults. I mean, everybody
With adults.
says,
Well,
somebody
but
always says, well, they get this. I'm saying, no, I'm talking about clear functioning adults who want to do whatever they want with their body. I'm not talking about the ones that with little kids. And I said adults.
Adults, right.
So,
And your dumb ass should know that anyway.
But
that's
yeah.
just me.
But with that said, then, who stood out for you? Who did you like before I go and I got to go see if Brandon shows up?
Elizabeth Warren.
She's the real deal.
Elizabeth did it for me last night.
What about whoop whoop? How did the whoop whoop do?
She was on point. She was on point.
Okay.
She was on point.
Um,
And Tom did it. Tom
I
did
like
an okay
Tom.
job. These people, I look at these people, I'm like, who is working with you though? Like, they need to.
I like them activists. One was like, see, did you hear the one says, what I would encourage all of you all to do is to get some LGBT, some trans men and women, black ones and brown ones on your staff now and when you get elected.
Right.
This was white. I was like, wow. They didn't say vote for me and I'll get you some.
No. They said do it.
Brad, go back and watch that CNN special. And then I want you to watch that interaction between the Latina and the and the sister.
Mm-hmm.
And watch how that was worked in terms of like this. Because that's what you're working toward.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That being said, we got a lot to do.
We got a lot.
The
See y'all out there.
Go to brotherjeff.com, make a donation of any amount. Go to Patreon and sign up. You get your Patreon going yet? See, mine goes up and down, and it's going. They're on hit.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine.
I'm about to hit 60.
Oh.
I'm about 45.